Saluti a tutti. O Pinot Grigio on a Friday night, TGIFF, no typo. I know, it's Sunday or thereafter by the time anybody's watching the show. But I'm here, it's Friday night, I'm in my kitchen, sipping a little Pinot Grigio, and big, busy weekend ahead. Tomorrow I'm picking up 2 new pear trees, and I want to get them in the ground. Got a ton of stuff to do. And then Monday, old Bill is turning 65. You guys, I think you met Bill on an episode, but also you might remember the Bill Grill. So I got some folks coming to celebrate Monday night, and I work on Monday. So rather than trying to put some kind of meal together, I thought I'd do everything in advance. I'll make a salad Monday when I get home. That's easy. But here's the thing, and I think we might have done this many moons ago as an episode. I'm not sure. Lasagna alla bolognese. All right, this is my take on the Marcella Hazan recipe, which is considered sort of the gold standard. I mix it up a little. But the reason I'm doing this, it's a great dish to serve to a little table full of guests, and you can make it in advance. It's quite labor intensive. I'm going to make the fresh pasta on Sunday. I may even get some spinach and make the green noodles. I think I'm going to. But the bolognese sauce I'm going to make tonight because it's good for a few days in the fridge. And this way, I figure I'm making a little bit over the recipe, and then I can have a little pasta tonight with bolognese sauce. Kill 2 birds, right? A little quality control check and my Friday night supper. So let's go over to the board and I'll show you what's going in this sauce for the bolognese. That's all I'm doing for this show. Over to the board. Let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
Here we go. Bolognese. This is a simple sauce, but it cooks for quite some time, and I want to get it on because it's 7:30. It should cook for about 3 hours, really deep in that flavor. But I don't want to eat at 10:30. So I'll nip my pasta portion out around 9 p.m. or so. That way we get a quality control check on it. I get a little dinner. So sofrito, right? Or mirepoix, carrot, celery, onion. Very common, very basic. And I'm going to do these off camera in the food processor. Because rather than chopping brunoise, I like a very, very fine sofrito for this. And it disappears right into the sauce. Tomato, San Marzano. I will not use this whole can. Bolognese is not a tomato sauce like a ragu or a marinara. It's based on the milk and white wine. Okay, whole milk, white wine, a little nutmeg, and we'll add some of this tomato to sweeten it up. This is chuck, all right? I buy these chuck steaks. They're very affordable, nice fat content, and as a matter of fact, this was the same as this. Several nights back, I wanted to do some fresh burgers. So I bought a chuck steak like this, ground it for my burgers, and then what I didn't make into burgers, I froze. And I just stored this up tonight. So what I'm going to do off camera is I'll grind this one. But I'm going to cut it in half, use this side for my bolognese, and then I'll package the other side up, freeze it solid, and then I have a hamburger for down the line. It might be 2 burgers. All right? So off camera, I'll grind the meat, I'll prep the veg, and I'll see you all over at the stove. Okay, we're going to use the Dutch for this. I got the flame on under it because it's got a real nice heavy bottom to it. This is going to cook, like I said, for like 3 hours. Let's go with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Oh, maybe a half a stick of butter. It's a rich meat sauce. This is, I love this lasagna. There's several others I love too. This bolognese has the bolognese obvious meat sauce. There's no cheese in it, okay? It's got the bechamel sauce. We're only making this tonight. But this particular bolognese sauce is also just great on pasta. Heck, I have a couple of hamburger buns. I was even thinking I could just do it like Sloppy Joe on a bun. But I've been eating too much bread this week. Not that the pasta is going to be a much better alternative, but it's Friday night. Okay, so we're going to start with the mirepoix, or in this case, let's call it sofrite. Sofrito, because it's minced up really finely. Ah, just that smells amazing. Get a spoon here. And now that it's sizzling, I can turn the heat down a little below medium. And we'll let this go for about 10 minutes. I'll see you then. All right, a good 10 minutes. We've got some nice little brown bits here on the onions. A little caramelized action. So let's put in our ground beef. I took care of the rest of it off camera. Ah, this place smells divine. Start breaking up the beef. Now I used the smaller grinder blade. The burger meat was on the larger grinder blade. I like to get a little variety going. Okay, breaking that up. It's starting to brown. Let's get our white wine in there. We're going to let some of this liquid start to cook out before we add the milk. While that's happening, let me get my tomatoes open. Turn the heat up a little. I want to evaporate that wine. And I'm not going to weigh the tomatoes or measure them or anything. I'm going to kind of do them by eye and check the color of the bolognese sauce as we go. The smell is just out of this world. It's just butter, olive oil, onion, carrot, celery. That's it. And then I added the beef. Bolognese. Alright, about half that wine has evaporated now. Let's put the milk in. Give that a stir. For my taste, the milk is what gives it the magic. And now with the milk in, let's go with a little nutmeg. I tell you this every time there's nutmeg in a recipe. Do not overdo it. It's a great flavoring, very easy to overdo. And as a matter of fact, let me sneak a little. This is an old Ming Tsai trick. Whatever the liquid tastes like will give you an indication of the dish. Oh. I think I can actually do a tad more because we are going to add the tomato. You want that nutmeg just kind of lingering in the background, not overpowering. Yeah, there it is. I can just make it out. And we haven't added any seasoning yet, salt and pepper, just the nutmeg. Remember, the salt will even bring everything else forward, including that. So there's our milk. Let's turn it down. We don't want to curdle that milk. We want to cook it. Just like the wine, we want about half the milk to evaporate. Got enough time for a sip. Okay, in with the tomatoes. I used about, I don't know, 2/3 of the can. I crushed them up with my hands. Also the juice. Not really juice. These good San Marzanos, it's not really liquid in the can, but let's say the non-solid parts. I guess that's juice, but it's thick. Now, since this is going to cook for about 3 hours, I'm going to rinse this with a little bit of water, just to get the rest of that tomato out of there. And let's add that. We may actually wind up adding water along the way as things evaporate. And now, salt. Not too much. We'll check at the end or along the way. You can season as we go. And that's it. This is going to cook uncovered for 3 hours. Bolognese. It's amazing. So I'm going to turn the heat as low as it can go. It's like cooking a pot of chili, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go to the back burner because it's even lower BTU on its lowest setting. And that's just going to go. It's 8:15. I'm going to steal just a little ladle full out for a little linguine about in an hour, 9:15. I'll see you all then. All right, here's the deal. I came in here, I started editing, and I got into it. It's almost 10 p.m. So that bolognese sauce is well along. I think it's time for some pasta. All right, it's go time. Here's the sauce back here. It's been on at least 2 hours, right? Got some water coming to a boil. That's already salted. Now, before this would go in a lasagna, you want to cook all the liquid out of it. Yeah, man, it's all about the milk, as far as I'm concerned. I did come in for a few stars and added a little water, but now I'm going to cook all the water out of it before I package it up for the fridge. That's as low as that burner goes. And it's a good clip. I'm wondering if I should go back here. We'll leave it. Alright, so originally I don't keep a lot of pasta around lately. I love this Rumo, but this is linguine. I'm not going to have linguine with that. Alright? That's for fish. The only other pasta I have like 2 old Ronzoni lasagna sheets. I don't know what that's all about. And I have my agine di pepe for chicken soup. And the only other thing I had was Barilla Ditalini. Alright, this is for when you want to make pasta e fagioli. Or, you know, this is good in chicken soup too, but I prefer the agine di pepe. We'll go with a few of those. I'm not going to have a lot to eat. It's 10 p.m. Oh, that's a kind of a hefty amount of pasta. You always forget they expand. And you guys already know my problems with discipline. If I cook them, I eat them. Alright, I'll see you when the pasta's al dente. Alright, these ditalini are al dente. Now, this is fun, and the other reason I decided to use these instead of linguine is something flashed into my head as far as presenting these. I mean, I'm presenting to myself, right? But why not have fun? Eat first with eyes, grasshopper. So I want to get some of the water off of them. So I'm putting them in this strainer. I moved the sauce to that back burner because it was going crazy. I had this as low as could go, and suddenly through the power of deductive reason, I realized, oh, duh. Once I turn the water on, that Dutch oven is cast iron. So it was just heating up like an old Franklin wood stove. Even when I moved it over there, it's still cranking. Okay, that's good. I'm not going to try to get them all with this spoon. A couple of stray guys. You know who's going to get those birds. Okay, now, I had a fun idea. Let me slide this camera over. I have these rings. You saw them in the English muffin episode. So I thought, let's do a little plating thing. And my first inclination was, of course, duh, the sauce goes in there. I decided to go the opposite route. So watch, let's do this first. Came to me in a vision. Wait, you know what I want to do? A little bit of oil on this, so hopefully they don't stick. All right, let's try that. Get them all in there. All right, that's good enough. Al dente check. Oh, with a little bit of oil on it, nice. All right. This may be a total flub when I take it off, but just having some kicks. El bolognese. Alright, I don't want to take much more than that because I need it for the lasagna. But let's tidy up here a bit. The sauce will be thicker when it's done. And the more you thicken it, the more water you cook out of it, the more you intensify the flavor. All right, let's see if we can tidy this up a bit now. A little bit of toweling here. Get that white of the plate back. All right, it's just me. That looks pretty. Let's see if I can pull this off now. Not too bad. I'll take it. A little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano. A little bit of olio. And let's go with just, because you got to have like a cherry on the sundae, right? Some pepperoncini right on top. I'm psyched to try this out. The Parmesan is huge with this sauce. Oh yeah. Oh man. Whoa. I don't want to slip into my Dana Carvey impression because I don't have the rights to do it on YouTube, but this is out of control. You can't own the words. I turned the burner off so the bubbling wouldn't interrupt the show, but it's going back on. I'm going to leave it on. I'll be up for a little while. It's Friday night. I'm doing stuff. We'll take a look at it when it's done, and then I'll just put it away until Sunday when I make the actual lasagna. All right, here's the sauce. It went way past 11 p.m. So you can see most of the liquid is out of it. And I'm going to package it up in this container. It's perfectly good till Sunday when I make the lasagna. Which, you know, you guys already know me. This thing has to last till Sunday. And you remember that rest of that pasta that was in that thing? I said I could leave it in the water. You better believe I got every last ditalini out of there and hit it with a little more, another dollop. So I can't be hitting it anymore. It's got to make it to Sunday and go in the lasagna. I'll see you for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.
Just one more, I swear, Coach.